Welcome, guys, to the Meet Damien show. The Meet Damien live stream here. We're doing a live stream about the Bitcoin weekly candle close. I got the weekly time frame showing up on the charts right now. Bitcoin's at $123,353, and I titled my YouTube stream video here. I said, if Bitcoin does this exact thing, we are heading to the moon. We're heading to the moon, guys. In my opinion, we're heading to the moon. You can take my opinion with a grain of salt, but I've been in Bitcoin for the last 8 years now. I bought my first Bitcoin at $3,000 in 2017, and I've seen this happen before, and I've gotten better at looking at the charts here. And we're gonna take a look at the charts here to show you why I think Bitcoin is heading to the moon because of what it did today on the weekly candle stream. I see we have a few guys in the chat. Let me just say hi to a few guys. I see Chris Klein, Jake, and Floki's Angels. Good to see you guys. Just let me double check my volume. I got my mic on. Good. All right, so we're looking at Bitcoin right now. Currently at $123,337 right now. And what I can show you here is that we have a nice bullish engulfing green candle here on the weekly time frame. What we wanted to see Bitcoin do, and it did it very easily. I mean, I'm not gonna leave you guys in limbo land. All we had to do was get Bitcoin above 119,465 like we saw here on July 21st. That was the weekly candle close back in the middle of July here. Bitcoin hasn't closed a candle above that since. And then boom, we did it in such a convincing fashion here that we can start to be a little bit more bullish and excited for Bitcoin. And I'm going to give you guys some targets to look for. We're going to look at the Pi cycle indicator to kind of figure out how high Bitcoin could possibly go up to. We're going to take a look at the Fibonacci to see how high Bitcoin could possibly go up to. And we're going to try to figure things out here. Just eyeballing the chart right now. As long as we're above this white line, that's your downside target for Bitcoin. At $113,000, it's not out of the realm of possibilities that Bitcoin could just drop down there, okay? But it's highly unlikely. Matter of fact, we got a bounce off of that 21 exponential moving average, this white line on the weekly time frame. We got that bounce this past week, and we're now in a new week here. You can see there's a little baby red candle here. It's the beginning of the new week, the first week of October, I guess you could say, because last week we had, it was still September, right? But now we have 7 more days left here. If you look at that countdown timer till the next weekly candle close, and yeah, Bitcoin is looking good so far. And what I can show you here on the oscillators that got me really excited was Market Cipher B showing a green buy dot, okay? Let me just zoom into Market Cipher B here. We had a green buy dot show up last week. Okay. What was concerning me back in August is that we had a red sell dot saying that it's time to get out of Bitcoin in the middle of August, Monday, the 18th of August here. That was sending alarm bells to me, as well as we saw some weekly bearish divergence showing up the charts. And I was like, are we about to top out on Bitcoin? And Bitcoin was at like $124,000 like the week before that. So I was concerned when I saw this, but this is making me happy. This is making me feel bullish because we haven't had a green buy dot on the weekly time frame since April of 2025. The 3rd week of April. And we all know how good April, May, June, and then going into July was for Bitcoin, right? We had some pretty good months there. And then looking back at history, last time we had a red sell dot was December of 2024. And we know, January and February, especially February, March, was some bad months ahead of us. So I was worried that we were going to have some bad months ahead of us going into September and October. But this green buy dot, thank you, green buy dot. On the weekly time frame, you showed up just in time to send us to some new all-time highs here. And that's what Bitcoin did, because we saw Bitcoin get up to $125,750 last night. and I think Bitcoin's not done going to higher prices here, because if I go into the MACD over here on the weekly time frame, okay, look at this on the red candles here. We had selling pressure. Obviously, we know Bitcoin was struggling in the month of September, okay. Wasn't as good as August and July. This is July and August here in June, where we had some green candles here. And we had some red candles here in September, but September wasn't looking so good. Then, even on the last week of September, we had a significant red candle that showed increasing selling pressure, but then that selling pressure just died out of nowhere. And we had some pink candles show up here, okay? And the selling pressure is dying down. That pink candle is indicating that the selling pressure is dying down. And we might be getting a MACD flip going into later on this week, in the week after that as well. It's looking like October. October is living up to its name right now, as we get more buying pressure going into Bitcoin. Okay, and just finishing off on the oscillators here, we do have the weekly RSI to look at here. This weekly RSI, right? It's not overbought. We're just chilling at 64.24. This red number over here. We're just chilling at 64.24. So Bitcoin has the permission and the go-ahead to go to higher prices, and it won't even be overbought. We're not even overbought. We're like near all-time highs right now. We're not even overbought on the weekly time frame. We were overbought just a little bit in July, just a little bit, when Bitcoin hit 123K. But now we're at 123K and we're not overbought. Okay, so that's good to see. And we're not as overbought as we saw back here in December of last year, when we saw, you know, Bitcoin above $100,000 for the first time. But the RSI was at like 78 on the weekly time frame. So we have the room in the rocket fuel to go up to higher prices, in my opinion here, guys. Just looking at the weekly time frame. Now, before I get into the smaller time frames, let me just show you the monthly time frame real quick here, guys. Monthly time frame on Bitcoin, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, let me get rid of the oscillators and indicators for a second here. But we're still upward and heading to the right. And this month of October is living up to its name, because look at this. We opened the candle at $114,067 for Bitcoin. We came a little bit down, I think, last Sunday, when we saw Bitcoin at $113,975. However, it's been like there's like no wick. There's like no wick to the bottom side, and it's just a full body, you know, going up to higher prices here on this pretty much. I mean, this isn't bullish engulfing, but this is just a nice solid green candle that we're getting for the month of October. Okay, October is living up to its name as far as I'm concerned, and Bitcoin's only up 8% for this month. That's it, and we're near all-time highs. I mean, imagine if Bitcoin did what it did back in November of last year when it went up 37%. All right. I mean, I'm gonna have to grab the calculator right now, but can someone quickly do the math? I mean, going up another 30% from where we are right now, because we're already up 8% for the month. But if we went up another 30% here on Bitcoin, let me just quickly grab that calculator here. Okay, we're at 123,874 as we're climbing. We're climbing as I'm talking right now. But if I, you know, was to multiply that by 1.3 here, we could see $161,000 Bitcoin later on this month or going into November. I don't want to give you guys too much hopium here, but it's not out of the realm of possibility if we get a nice green candle like we did here in November of 2024 when we went up 37% in 1 month. Okay, so I'm just opening your guys' minds and ideas to like what the possibilities could be here for Bitcoin if it actually starts running the way we all been hoping and knowing that it can do. Okay, but I'm gonna get into the daily time frame here, guys, just to show you where Bitcoin could go, just using the Fibonacci, and then I'm gonna show you the Pi cycle indicator here. And look at this. I mean, we're about to hit $124,000 Bitcoin as I'm speaking right now. Okay, MX Law. I'm not sure if that's how you say your name, MX Law, but I see you. I seen you on the Discord, and look at that. It's pumping right now. It's at $124,000. As soon as I started this live stream, like we're back up and running here on Bitcoin. Are you guys buying Bitcoin right now? Because it's reflecting in the price right now. It's going up as I'm speaking, okay? But just drawing a Fibonacci here, okay? From the $125,750 level that we saw Bitcoin on Saturday, down to the impulse low here, we saw Bitcoin at 108K, well, a couple of weeks ago on Friday, September 26th, okay? If I draw that Fibonacci, it's showing that there's a 1272 that says Bitcoin can get up to like $130,000, $130,500 right here. Let me just readjust this to like 750, so it shows 750. All right, that's good enough. But yeah, $130,000 Bitcoin is the 1272 Fib extension, and then we have a 1618 that says $136,200 is a possibility here. So, guys, I mean, it's saying that Bitcoin should go up to $130,000 later on this month, probably later on this week. All right, I did say like in my live streams earlier last week that we could see all-time high for Bitcoin, and that's literally what we got here on Saturday. We saw a new all-time high at 125K. All right, but if Bitcoin continues pushing up higher, I mean, there's a 2618 that says we should be eyeballing $153,000 Bitcoin, and there's a 3618 that says we should be eyeballing and expecting $170,000 Bitcoin. Probably, like, I would say maybe in November, December. Where, I mean, we're getting to the fourth quarter, which is historically the best quarter for Bitcoin during the 4-year cycle. If you guys follow the cycles here, Bitcoin has its best months in like October, November, and December. And that's literally what we're getting right now, okay? But let me show you the Pi cycle indicator before I get off and start answering your questions here about your various altcoins. Let's take a look at the Pi cycle indicator real quick, because this is an indicator that has showed us, you know, how high Bitcoin can get and when Bitcoin's going to top out at. So let me get rid of the moving averages real quick. So, all right, so Pi cycle indicator is this orange and green line, okay? You would need the orange line, which is sitting at $113,000 Bitcoin, to catch up to the green line. And that green line right now is sitting at $199,000 Bitcoin. So Bitcoin needs to start moving, and it needs to start doing it now. We would need Bitcoin to actually go straight up, you know, like a beeline up as high as it possibly go. Bitcoin needs to go to 199K today in order for us to even say that it's topping out, okay? Because I'm going to show you guys prior history here with this orange and green line. Okay, last time the orange line caught up to the green line, okay, and this was like, you know, back here we saw November and December of 2020 when we had the exponential move up in price, okay? The orange line had to catch up to the green line, and the green line even had to catch up to the price, because the price got above the green line here on the Pi cycle indicator, and it stayed above it up until like April, okay? And it wasn't until April of 2021 here that we got the cross, like the crossing of the streams, like Ghostbusters here. And look at this, Bitcoin's 124,300. Oh my god, I'm in a couple of longs right now. Actually, a few longs. I'm long in Solana, Bitcoin, and XPL right now. And my longs are probably paying me money right now, as they should be paying you money if you guys are day trading crypto right now. But anyways, getting back to the Pi cycle indicator, this Pi cycle indicator didn't really cross until, let's see, I believe it was like April 10th. Yeah, the orange number got above the green number. Actually, no, a little bit further than that. I think it was April 14th. Yeah, April 14th, 13th, 14th, somewhere around that area. We saw the orange and green line cross each other. And if you sold your Bitcoin at April 13th, you would have been selling it at around, you know, highs of like $63,000. Or like somewhere between $59,000 and $63,000. You would have been basically selling the top of Bitcoin, because look at that. Like, after that, we had a drop. We had a drop, then we had a lower high, and then another drop. And I don't know if you guys are around in 2021, but that was pretty hard to see. You know, granted, we did, climbed back up and kind of created like a little bit of a fluke where we actually made a new all-time high compared to what we did in April. But this could have been considered a fluke. Like, if you stuck to the Pi Cycle indicator, it tried to tell you to get out of Bitcoin at like $60,000 in 2021. Okay. Same thing back here in 2017 with the Pi Cycle indicator. Okay. Pi Cycle indicator, the orange line, try to catch up to the green line. The price got above the green line. It led the green line for a while there. And then we didn't get that cross until like December of 2017, when you would have been selling your Bitcoin at 19 grand back in 2017. Okay, which was like the top. Okay, so this is a pretty useful indicator in my opinion. I still think we're going to use this indicator going forward to figure out how high Bitcoin is going to go and how high it needs to go in order for it to top out. And right now, we got a lot of moving to do here, guys. We got a lot of moving to do. We got to see Bitcoin basically go up to $200,000. Okay, in order for this Pi Cycle indicator to get triggered and say that we're topping out on Bitcoin. Okay, and it seems a lot more believable with Bitcoin at 123K than it was at like 100K or 90K. Okay, but we actually need to see the price get above the green line in order to help this orange line catch up to that green line. Okay, it leads me to believe that we might see some ridiculous stuff in the next few months here with Bitcoin and crypto. We might actually get that altcoin season that we've all been waiting for here. Okay, especially with Bitcoin going to 200K. I mean, what is that going to do to Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Sui, Avalanche, Cardano, right? What is it going to do to those cryptocurrencies if we see Bitcoin at 200K? Okay, so I don't want to get way too far ahead of myself, but this Pi Cycle indicator is saying that $199,900 is where this green line is at, and it's still a possibility that we could see 200K Bitcoin before the cycle's over. And it's like, when is the cycle going to be over? Because some people that follow the 4-year cycle would say like around October or November of this year is when we should actually be topping out on Bitcoin. But could it possibly be December or January, February of next year before we top out? I don't know. I mean, we got a lot of work to do here, in my humble opinion. But anyways, let me catch up to the chat here. I just want to give you that little bit of hopium. It seems more believable with Bitcoin at 124K that we can actually go to 200K, and the charts are showing that. Let me just reset things here so I can get my Fibonacci back on here, and I'll get rid of the Pi Cycle indicator for now. Okay, but let me catch up on the chat here, see what you guys are saying. Chris Klein says, beautiful green candle on the 15-minute on Bitcoin. Let's go. Pump, pump. All right, I like that too. And then MX Law says, just close a 25x leverage long on XRP. Okay, so MX Law, it seems like you're not just an XRP hater. You actually will long XRP if you can, based on what the charts are showing you. So that's good to see that you're willing to change your trading position and your mindset and bias based on what the charts are showing. And let's see, Ava Medina, I'm not sure how to say that, but Ava Medina saying, you're long in Fartcoin and Aster, and you want me to know what I think about those two. Trade has been open for 2 days. All right. I actually tried to get into an Aster long. I might have been using a little bit too much leverage, so I got knocked out of my Aster trade. And then I saw Aster pumped up after that, and I was like, all right, I'll just wait for it to come back down before I try to get back into Aster. But I'll write that down. You want to take a look at Aster and Fartcoin. Okay. And then let's see. Chris Klein says he loves the music. I'm glad you love the music, bro. And then you said smash the like, share with friends and family, subscribe. Yes, guys, listen to Chris Klein. You need to smash that like button, please, por favor. And you guys need to share this with your family and friends who are wondering what's going on with crypto and Bitcoin. And then, of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Please, by all means, do that. We got some good TA here. And, you know, I talk about crypto here, and yes, I put, you know, crypto in the thumbnails and crypto in the titles, but I can also talk about stocks too. So if you have like friends and family who want to know what's going on with their stock, like Google or Apple or whatever stock they're using, Nvidia, Palantir. We can talk about stocks as well on this channel and use the same charts, because all this trading and using the charts, this came from stock market world, and we're just applying it to crypto to help us out here in cryptocurrency world. All right. Let me check out my TikTok. I'm doing a TikTok stream here too, guys. Let me see what my TikTok guys have to say. I see Mar is clicking the like button. Thank you, Mar, for clicking the like button. Shadow Brock is asking, what coin is this? We're actually looking at Bitcoin right now. And Liberal Hunter said, what was with that jump? Well, there probably was a big bank or institution that probably came in and bought some Bitcoin just now. And you know, right now, Asia, it's like 8 a.m. in Asia over in Japan, and the banks and institutions are opening up for business right now. And if they got some buy orders from their clients saying buy Bitcoin, then they're putting in those buy orders right now for the people in Japan, Korea, and China. Maybe not so much China, because I think China still bans Bitcoin, but they still get around it. So I think Asia and Australia, they're now pumping Bitcoin right now, since it's like morning time for them. And then of course we'll see Europe later on tonight around 3 a.m. Eastern time is when you'll see Europe start to continue the pump if they want to. Username says all-time high within 3 minutes. All right. Yeah, I would like to see Bitcoin get up to 125k. That would help my spot bags and my day trades. I'm all along right now. I tried doing some leverage shorts, but looks like the market doesn't want to go down. And yep. So let me get into the coins here. We want to take a look at Aster. Is a popular cryptocurrency exchange that was created by CZ, which is the creator and co-founder of Binance. So they got a decentralized exchange right now, and Aster is the exchange that they just created not too long ago. This looks like it started trading here on Mexi Exchange on September 19th. So this is a brand new coin. I can still do you know, I can still do technical analysis on this, even though it is relatively brand new. I've already done a Fibonacci. You could definitely do a Fibonacci. This thing topped out here at $2.43 September 24th. After opening up here, it looks like it got an exchange. It opened up around 54 cents. So I pulled the fib, you know, from 243 all the way down to 54 cents. And I had these levels to look out for. You would expect us to at least come down to the golden pocket, which we did. We actually came down to the 0.5 retracement. This 0.5 retracement was sitting at $1.48. We came to like $1.50 September 30th, and about $1.50 October 1st. So we already hit that 0.5 retracement. It doesn't have to be to the exact. It's just a zone that we're looking for. And yeah, we bounced off the 0.5 retracement. It looks like we tried to push here on Saturday to get back up to the all-time highs at 243. Not quite. We actually kind of made a lower high, so that's not good to see. Okay, what we need to do is actually create another higher low and then try to push for a higher high at some point here. But we were kind of like hanging out near that 0.786 level at $2.02 here. And then we lost that here on Sunday, unfortunately. So Aster kind of looks okay, as long as you don't lose this trend line. I'm going to go ahead and draw this trend line for you. Don't lose this trend line with these higher lows that you're trying to create so desperately here. And I think you'll be all right with Aster going up to higher prices. You would be buying it at $1.89. I probably put the stop loss either below the Kennewick low here on Sunday at $1.75, maybe even lower than that at the below the 0.618 at $1.71 if you can afford to put the stop loss that low. If you're doing spot trading, I would say put the stop loss below the golden pocket here, because we could come down and revisit the golden pocket at $1.71 and then launch up to higher prices here. That's always a possibility here. Okay, you got to be open-minded on your trades and your investments here, that this thing could come down And it could stop you out, and just be ready. If you do get stopped out, you get stopped out. But if you still are going sideways rather than doing another vicious move down back to the 0.5 retracement at $1.48, then I think, you know, if you do get stopped out, you can re-enter the trade and then put your stop loss below whatever the candle wick low was for that day. And then you can ride this puppy back up to at least the 786 retracement at $2.02. That's going to be your first take profit target, in my opinion here. And then your second take profit target is, can you get back to 243 on Aster? And then if you're swing trading it or you're in it for the long term, then you got the 1272 above you at $2.94. And then you got the 1618 at $3.59. That's probably going to be your targets if you're in this for the long term. And then for you moon boys out there who think Aster is going to like take over the world here, you do got a 3618 at 736 and a 2618 at 547. Those are some other targets that could get hit later on in 2025 here for Aster. I gotta catch up to some messages here on TikTok. One of my TikTok guys saying, yeah, you said everything did the same spike. Let me see. Yeah, let's see what else is going on here. In my watch list, I mean, Solana's kind of like chilling out, right? Kind of like where I bought it at. And Ethereum is at 45.19. I don't really see that spike. I mean, we had a spike, but we also came right back down. But I think Bitcoin's gonna try to pull us up to higher prices here for everybody here. All boats will be rising on this ride up to higher prices and new all-time highs for Bitcoin. All right, we're gonna have to now take a look at Fartcoin. And Chris and anybody else here, if you guys have any altcoins you want me to take a look at, I'm ready to take those requests if you got them. All right, we gotta look at Fartcoin. Fartcoin on Binance, sure. So we're now looking at Fartcoin, currently trading at 67 cents, down 0.44% today. And Fartcoin, what have you been doing, Fartcoin? Looks like Fartcoin has been in a downtrend ever since the middle of July. We saw Fartcoin as high as like $1.69. And you're just making, well, that's your high right there. And then a lower low, lower high, followed by some lower lows here, lower high, lower low. So you're in the downtrend on Fartcoin. Not sure if I want to draw it. Let me see. I kind of want to see if I can do a parallel channel on this because I think this is looking like a descending channel. So let me see if I can actually pull that up here. Yeah, there we go. Parallel channel. Here, your lower lows and your lower highs here, and I'll just extend this out just to give us an idea. So this is the downtrend descending channel that Fartcoin's in right now. You're right at the middle of the heart line, or the middle of the creek. If this is like, you know, one side of the river and the other side of the river here, you're in the middle of the river, in the middle of the creek, and you're trying to bounce from this side up to the other side here. I mean, maybe Fartcoin comes up to like 79, 80 cents here before we get rejected again. I don't know. If Bitcoin is going to $200,000, you would think Fartcoin will at least try to go up and try to catch up to Bitcoin, right? By going to higher prices, but I don't know. This doesn't look too good in my opinion here. Let's go ahead and turn the moving averages, see what the moving averages are doing. And you're below the moving averages, on at least on the daily time frame here. You're below the 200-day, the 100-day, and the 50-day. 200-day moving average sitting at 98 cents. So if we were to climb up and get above this channel here, you then have to continue climbing up some more, and then I would think you get rejected by that red line at some point. And of course, the green line at the 50-day moving average should act as resistance. And then of course you'll have some resistance from the previous highs here in September, where we saw this thing as high as like 95 cents, 97 cents. So I think 95, 97, 98 cents in this area, this is going to be your resistance for Farcoin. And I can confirm that by turning on the VRVP. Let's see what the VRVP has to say. Gives us an idea of like all the buys and sells at different levels here. And you can see we got a point of control. POC's at 87 cents, so that's going to be a tough level of resistance if we do get up to that price for Farcoin. Then you got a gap above you, and then you got more resistance at like $1.05, $1.06. So anywhere between like 87 cents to like $1.10. It's gonna be a tough area for Farcoin to get above. And the reason being is because all these people that bought Farcoin at that same price level, they're just gonna be back to break even, and they might not have faith in Farcoin. They might want to go into another meme coin besides Farcoin. And if they get back to break even, they'll go sell and maybe go into like Bonk or Dogecoin or Pepe coin or something else. Maybe Pudgy Penguin coin. Anything but Farcoin at this point. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing with Farcoin on the chart. Not good. And of course you're below 2-day moving average, so I have to be bearishly biased on this asset for now. Let me see if there's a possibility for hidden bullish divergence with the RSI here. Let's see. Because I'm trying to figure out if you're in this trying to do a long here. So you got the higher low compared to the lows here in March, where we saw this thing as low as like 19 cents. No, you don't got hidden bullish divergence. If we had hidden bullish divergence, you would see higher lows on the price, right? But then you would see a lower low on the RSI. And yeah, you are making lower lows here, but compared to like back in March, I think that's like still the same low. It's like here in March, it's like 37, and then here, actually no, I take that back, 31. Maybe there is hidden bullish divergence. There might be hidden bullish divergence on Farcoin. That would be like the only saving grace that you have here, right? So let me just draw this out for those who are trying to follow along. If this is your higher low, if this is your uptrend, if this ends up being the higher low, and we go to higher prices here for Farcoin, then here on the RSI, right? Going back to like what, March here, you are making lower lows. You got hidden bullish divergence here on Farcoin. At first, when I looked at it at a glance, I wasn't sure, but yeah, that is hidden bullish divergence. Now that I actually got a chance to measure it, so there might be some hope that Farcoin can actually go up to higher prices here. Now, on the MACD, you're starting to get some green candles after getting red candles, selling pressure here. You also have higher low here compared to the lows here in August on the MACD, so that's good to see. However, stochastic RSI is high right now for Farcoin, so maybe Farcoin's not able to actually go to higher prices. But you can still stay high on stochastic RSI, and you actually need the stochastic to stay high as more buying pressure comes into Farcoin to actually send this thing to higher prices here. And then the other thing that's looking good for you for Farcoin is you did have a green buy dot on Monday, September 29th, saying that, yeah, you should have bought Farcoin September 29th, and you would at least catch some of the upside here, right? I mean, Farcoin has been trending upward over the past week here, probably because of Bitcoin going to new all-time highs. But yeah, you got an uptrend here. Can you continue this uptrend? Can you get above this descending channel? Can you get above the 2-day moving average? Can you get above the previous highs here in August? There's a lot of can you do this? Can you do this? There's a lot of proving, a lot of work that Farcoin needs to do to prove to everybody around the world that you can actually see this thing go to higher prices. Because if not, if you get rejected off this descending channel, then you could come down to make another lower low, and you're still in the descending channel. And I'm not sure how much more pain the Farcoin investors can take before they all give up and you get a nice nasty red candle right back to the lows here in March. So got a lot of work to do there for Farcoin. Chiyama wants me to take a look at Cardano. Thank you for the request. I'll do that for you. And let's see, what else? Do we have anything else here? Looks like it's just Cardano for now. I'm surprised, Mar, you haven't put a request in. Alright. We'll look at Cardano for now. And then we'll take a look at some other old coins. We'll look at the XPL, which is a coin that I think might be worth getting into. I'm in a leverage long on it right now, and I think XPL might be worth getting into since a lot of the other coins already ran up this week. But let's take a look at the Cardano for you. Ooh, I got some interesting stuff here. Let me just delete this for now. Alright, Cardano currently trading at 83 cents, just below 84 cents. Look at the daily time frame here for Cardano. If you want to take a look at smaller time frames, just let me know. I'm just going to stick to the daily time frame because it gives us the bigger picture. And I feel like it's great for both experienced traders and newbies to look at the new traders to look at the daily time frame. But if you want to go into like 1 hour or 4 hour chart, by all means let me know. Especially if you're day trading this, then we can try to treat it like a day trade. But Cardano currently above all the moving averages, except for the 21 EMA, that white line sitting at 84 cents. And this is still bullish in my opinion. Cardano has been making higher low, and of course higher high. But recently it's been making lower high. So that's a little bit concerning here. But it could just be bullish consolidation before we go launch up to higher prices here for Cardano. I'm going to quickly pull a fib right now from the swing high here at the $1.01. Pull it down to the low. This is the swing low at like 68 cents. And this is what I got for fib levels to look at for you for Cardano. And you can see that Cardano kind of hanging out near that 0.5 retracement at 85 cents. It could come down to the 0.382 at 81 cents. And 81 cents is kind of like where the 50-day moving average is hanging out at. So you got a little bit of confluence. So your downside target is like 81 cents. It's not really that much downside on Cardano. Okay, if it was to come down to that 50-day moving average, it's not too big of a deal. However, Cardano could come down to lower prices, even lower than that. Looks like we got the 100-day moving average at 76 cents, hanging out near the 0.236. That could be another area where you can scoop up some cheaper Cardano at around 76 cents. And 76 cents would put you slightly above the last higher low here at 75.5 cents here. So you can still do that and still make a higher low before you come back and try to at least make a higher high at some point. But if Cardano says, nope, screw it, we're going to go up to higher prices along with Bitcoin here, then I would at least expect to at least capture the 618 golden pocket at 89.90 cents here. And then we'll see if we can get to that 786 retracement at 94 cents. Looks like we got rejected at 94.95 cents here on September 13th. So that could cause us to get rejected again if we get up to that blue level there, that 786 retracement. But if we're able to get past that 786 retracement, then you expect us to at least get back up to $1.01, right? At some point, like we did here in August. And then your upside targets beyond that is 1272 at $1.11 and 1618 at $1.22 for Cardano upside targets. All right. I think if you get up to like $1.22, you're going to be up like 50% on your investment here with Cardano. Should be an area that you should consider clicking the sell button. Alright, Chris Klein is saying he is making din chicken for dinner. Alright, winner chicken dinner. Sounds good to me. I had a little bit of chicken myself for dinner, so I'm right there with ya. Alright, let's see. Then Chris says, would you mind looking at Doge? I got you. I don't mind looking at Doge. We're gonna try to do a 2-hour live stream. We'll try to go to like 10 p.m. Eastern time, and then At 10:30 we have Road Dogg coming up. I think he usually goes live around late night, 10:30 p.m. Let's see. And I still gotta figure out how to port my guys. I want to be able to bring my audience to another live stream. I gotta figure it out. I gotta talk to like Trade Intuition and Joe. Talk to Joe about how to do that. Anyways, you want me to take a look at Dogecoin? And then also take a look at XAUT. Alright, I'll do that. I'll do that for ya. But I know you guys are also in Road Dogg's live stream, so maybe you'll see me there as well, as one of the viewers. But yeah, I gotta figure out how to send guys over. But I don't know. Road Dogg goes live at 10:30, so there's gonna be probably a little gap in between when I end my stream and when he starts. So I don't know. I might have to end my live stream and then you guys will see me there. Anyways. Alright, we gotta take a look at Dogecoin and XAUT. I don't know if you guys heard my Boston accent there when I said Dogecoin. You guys can see I'm actually wearing a New England Patriot shirt right now. I'm a New England Patriot fan. They're actually playing tonight, right now actually. But I figured I could catch the end of the game after I'm done with this live stream. Came out here for you guys so we can look at Bitcoin. I feel like Bitcoin's more exciting than the New England Patriots, in my opinion here. Especially after New England Patriots had a bunch of losing seasons. I don't know if they actually have some winning seasons, but we shall see. Okay, they would need to beat what? I think they're playing the Buffalo Bills tonight. If they could beat the Buffalo Bills, then there might be some hope that they can actually have a winning season and make the playoffs here. But these are our playoffs here, right? Bitcoin and crypto. We want to see if we can actually go to higher prices here. And we're now currently looking at Dogecoin trading at 25 cents, down slightly today. I have some previous analysis on this where I drew the fib. Let's see, where did I draw the fib? Okay, yeah, I drew it from this swing low here in June at like 14 cents to the swing high here in July at 28, almost 29 cents here. And we did see Dogecoin try to get back to those highs here. It actually did get higher than that. It went up to like 30, almost 30.5 cents here on September 13th. So Dogecoin is doing what it needs to do. You're making higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. You can see that. And you're making high, higher high, higher high. And I just want to see Dogecoin just make another higher high at some point here. Higher than what you did here in September 13th. Get above 30.5 cents here. You don't really have to do too much. Just show that you're making positive price action to the upside. If you can just get to that 1272 at 32.5 cents, I think that could be an area that traders might click the sell button on you. Okay, because I'm not the only one that knows how to draw a Fibonacci. There are other traders out there that are drawing Fibonacci, especially on the daily time frame. They're all gonna be eyeballing this number, and you might get a little bit of front running, a little bit of people trying to like sell before it gets to 32. Look at that, 32,666. The evil devil's number, Damien, the son of the devil number right there. 666. I promise you guys, I don't have 666 on my head, even though my name is Damien. I think my parents would have ran and been horrified if that was the case. My dad did name me Damien, though. Okay? I don't know if he was on the live stream. He might be lurking on the YouTube live stream. But my dad did name me Damien. And my mom was like, no, I've seen the movie, The Omen, and no, we're not going to have any of that. That's why instead of Damien with an E, they named me Damien with an A, because my mom's like, nope, I don't want any of that bad stuff happening to us. So, yeah. There you go. That's how I end up being Damien with 2 A's, you know, no E's. But yeah, you got that 1272 fib extension at 0.32666. That could be your take profit target for Dogecoin to the upside, and then you got the 1618 at 37.5 cents here. Okay. Let's see how the oscillators are looking for Dogecoin. Is Dogecoin looking healthy on the oscillators? The RSI is sitting at 53. So that's like neutral territory, that red number right there. You're in neutral territory for Dogecoin on the daily time frame. So you're ready to go to higher prices if you get the permission to do so. Selling pressure has died down over the last couple of weeks. You got some green candles showing up. Not really strong. You would think, you know, hey, you know, if we're going to go to higher prices, we need some more buying pressure to send us to 30 and, you know, maybe 35 cents maybe on Dogecoin. And of course, stochastic RSI, it's high, but what I don't like is you're curving back downward. This is not going to be good enough to justify us going to higher prices. That curve down could easily continue coming down, and then you might see selling pressure and pink candles, red candles showing up on the MACD. However, Market Cipher B is showing that a green buy dot did show up on October 1st. Okay, that's like your cheat signal there. That's saying that hey, you should have bought Bitcoin. I mean, Dogecoin on October 1st, 4 days ago, on Wednesday, and you would have at least got a little bit of upside price action here. Money flow has also started increasing. That's good to see. So maybe the Dogecoin investors and traders are putting their money to work here on Dogecoin finally. You're waiting for a red dot to show up. If you do see a red dot, that's probably be if you're in it for a short trade or a swing trade, that would be your time to get out when you see the red dot show up, but it hasn't showed up yet. Not yet on Dogecoin. Alrighty. Dogecoin looking fine in my opinion. I didn't really give you a downside target, did I? No. Let's just zoom in here real quick. I would expect Dogecoin. I would expect that Dogecoin to, if it does go to the downside, maybe revisit the golden pocket anywhere between like 23.5 cents to like 23.232. And you can still create a higher low compared to what you did here in September 25th when Dogecoin came down to like 22 cents. So your downside target is 23 cents for Dogecoin. Okay, maybe like I think that's like a 10% drop from where you are right now, right? Yeah, about 7% drop. So not even that big of not even a double-digit drop. And you can still make a higher low and then go to higher prices for Dogecoin. Francisco Santos saying CeeLo, is that a request? And Alba Medina says he has a cousin named Damien. He must be an amazing, awesome guy if his name is Damien. Alright. Oh, and there's also a Damien here in TikTok. His name is spelled with an E though. That's funny. Good to see you in the chat here, Damien. I don't know if you actually hit the follow button. If you could hit that follow button, I appreciate that too. We're doing TA on your favorite cryptocurrencies and stocks here, but it seems like cryptocurrency is like the cool thing to talk about these days, so we normally do talk about crypto a lot unless I get a request for a stock. Thank you, Damien, for following me. Appreciate that there. Alright, we gotta move on to some other coins here. We're gonna take a look at XAUT, which is a coin that follows the price of gold, so maybe you know, we can get some insights here about what gold is doing by looking at this coin, XAUT. Of course, I gotta put USDT maybe. Tether Gold, trading on Mexi Exchange. So the Tether Gold, XAUT, is a coin that follows the price of gold as best as it can. Okay, looks like this coin is trading at $3,900, which is similar to like the price of gold is at $3,900 an ounce. Could we see gold go up to like $4,000? Possibly, and if it does, then this coin is going to be going up to $4,000 a coin as well. So, yeah, pretty cool, pretty interesting. I have basically a naked chart here. I don't have any of my indicators or the moving averages. Let me go ahead and turn the moving averages, see what that looks like with the moving averages here. And just like the price of gold, XAUT is also well above the moving averages here. This is as bullish as you could possibly be. You're even above the 21 EMA exponential moving average, which usually stays close to where the price is, but even the price is getting away from the 21 EMA, so extremely bullish in my opinion. If I had to show you guys an extremely bullish chart, this would be it. XAUT looking good, gold looking good, but like, is that good for the rest of us? Because like gold only goes up during like times of crises, like when there's like a world war about to start, or you know, a bank is about to fail, a big bank's about to fail, or you know, government's about to collapse. I mean, look, the United States government has shut down, so is that the reason why gold is climbing? Probably is, because in order for them to reopen the government, they're gonna have to end up spending more money at some point here. So they're raising the debt ceiling, and that's now reflecting in the price of gold. Gold is now climbing up above all the moving averages here. Okay, we did have some bullish consolidation all throughout like April and the summer of 2025, and now we're getting the bids starting to come in again on gold. So looks like it started coming in towards the end of August here. Probably anticipating the shutdown in the government at some point here, and also like the crazy things going on with like Russia threatening NATO and NATO threatening to shoot down Russian jets is priceless. It's great for gold, but really it's not good for the safety of the world, to be honest. So yeah, what can we make of this chart here? So obviously impulse move started here, and around the end of August we saw gold as low as 32.96. So gold is basically up like $700 since in like 1 month. Like I kind of want to see what the monthly candle looks like real quick here. Let's see what the monthly candle looks like on gold before I show you the Fibonacci analysis here. For the month of September, gold went up. Is that it? Only $399? Oh, that's interesting. But it went up 11%, which is a lot for the price of gold. Okay, and then it also went up like 5% in the month of August. And we're still going up in the month of October here. So, yeah, let me get back into the daily time frame here. I'm gonna look at the Fibonacci for gold. Now, how high did gold get? Or how high should I say Tether gold got? Because this is Tether gold, but it still tracks gold as best as it could. We got a high as like 39.59, so let me just readjust this fib to match that number for the most part. You got a 1272 fib extensions that says that XAUT could get up to like $4,100. You just put your take profit target there, and it might magically hit without you even paying attention, and you'll be able to take profit at $4,100. Now, another possible target here for XAUT is this thing could get up to the 1618 at $4,300. Wow, this is now saying that we're gonna see a $4,000 an ounce gold. Jesus Christ. Damien's asking me, do I do futures trading at all? Yes, I trade futures on crypto. I'm in a couple of cryptocurrency longs here. One on Bitcoin, one on Solana, and then I also got an XPL long as well. Alright. Oh, we got DZ's in here. Hey, DZ. He said, what's that? Chris Klein, is that a request for render? Alright, yeah, let me see. Actually, no. Alva Medina said XLM or render if I get a chance. Okay. If you had to choose one or the other, which would you choose? XLM or render? Because I did want to take a look at XPL. Maybe we could take a look at my day trade, see how they doing. DZ, I'm bullish on XPL. Maybe we'll take a look at that. I'm going to write that down, okay? We're going to look at XPL. and then maybe we'll look at XLM after that. But let me finish up my analysis here on Tether Gold. Downside target for Tether Gold. On the daily time frame, you get the 21 EMA, could have to support at 37.83, which is kind of like in confluence with the 786 retracement at 38.14. That would be a level you would think we could come down to before we get the bids start showing up again on gold. And do I really need to draw a trend line? Because your trend line pretty much is this 21 EMA is your trend line. Every time you get down to 21 EMA, if you come down there, you get a bounce. I don't know what that's all about here. We actually lost it, only for us to come back up again. But if you see yourself going below that 21 EMA on a daily time frame for Tether Gold, I would click the buy button. You know, put your stop loss where you need to put it at. But you know, this thing stays above the 21 EMA. It's been in this uptrend for a while now. And then let's look at the oscillators here real quick. You are overbought, but yeah, gold has been overbought, and it can stay overbought. MACD showing the buying pressure, just confirming that you're bullish. Stochastic RSI is also staying overbought. But you have a red sell dot here on market cipher B. Ooh, okay. Now, take it with a grain of salt. You know, it can go green, red, like you've seen over the last few weeks here. So maybe you get a green buy dot tomorrow, or later on this week. That cancels and neglects this. Invalidates this red sell dot here. But I mean, you have to probably look at maybe like the higher time frames, maybe like the weekly time frame. Yeah, hit a green buy dot here on the end of August, and that's where you get in this bull run here on XAUT. When you see that red sell dot on the weekly time frame on market cipher B, that's when I would probably get out of gold and get out of XAUT here. Last time you had a red sell dot, that was April 28th, and you would have avoided, you know, the bullish. It was sideways consolidation all throughout the summertime here, right? You see April. Around April is when it told you to sell, like around here. You would have avoided like all of this consolidation here if you sold. And then the green buy dot would have told you when to get in, and then bam, see, like we just, let me just, I'll get rid of this, and I'll get rid of this. I can always put these back on again. But just looking at XAUT, market cipher B, right, that red sell dot came in on April 28th. And you would have avoided all this consolidation here. And then that green buy dot on the weekly time frame would have told you to get back in again, and you would have enjoyed all this price appreciation here just looking at that green buy dot. Which is similar to what Bitcoin got. Bitcoin got a green buy dot on the weekly time frame this past week. So I'm excited for Bitcoin just for that reason alone. DZ's asking, does Porky do live streams anymore? Oh, DZ, I mean, you gotta have to talk to Porky about that, because he does live streams for his members onlys that I've noticed on Tuesdays and Thursdays, because he has an obligation to the members that are paying. But in my opinion, he should do some more live streams for the non-members, so that way they can put in their requests, because I'm pretty sure they're feeling a little bit neglected right now with him not doing. But he's been a very busy guy. He's a family man, and he's got football season. He's coaching like little league football or something like that, or high school football or something, training and stuff like that. So he's a pretty busy guy, and it's hard. You know, I'm a pretty busy guy myself too, but I'm trying to you know, build up and grow my channel and show up for you guys as much as I can. And I don't go live streaming on Sundays, but my schedule has kind of changed around a little bit where I can actually do live streams on Sundays. So here I am. You know, I could be watching the New England Patriots. You see my Patriot shirt, but I can always watch them later and catch the end of the game when I'm done with this live stream. But yeah, you just got to put the time in. And I understand that it's a little bit tough for Porky right now. I see John 316's in the chat, and I see Trade Intuition. How you doing, Trade Intuition? Oh no, you didn't get notified, but you are here, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Job 316 talking about the Latinos again. I think you like them more than I do. And that says a lot, because I like them a lot too. Damien here on TikTok is saying that he does not see XAUT and Kraken or Coinbase exchange. Yeah, those are like Americanized exchanges. They don't really use Tether or Tether Gold in this case. You would have to go on to another exchange. Let's get into an exchange that you could find it on here. Mexi is another exchange. Let's see how Mexi's doing here for me. I am on a Bitcoin long and a XPL long here. They're all both up on me today. I did lose some trades earlier, so don't think like I'm just always making money all the time here. But I did get back into my Bitcoin long after I got stopped out. Okay, so give me some credit for that, for having the conviction to get back in, even though I got knocked out of the trade. But yeah, this is another exchange that you might want to look at, Damien, if you're able to do so. Mexi is an exchange that I use, and you're not going to be doing futures. You're going to be doing something else here. You're going to have to be doing regular spot trading. But let's look up XAUT here. So it should show up here on the exchange. So there it is, XAUT, oh that's futures, and then XAUT spot trading. So you're going to be looking for spot trading on Mexi Exchange, and you can actually trade XAUT, Tether Gold, spot. I can do that right now if I wanted to here, okay? And there's the chart, right? There's the price, 3,900 bucks, right? You got the order book here. Nice to see that. You can see where the sells and the buys are at, and of course you got the chart here, which is useful. You know, I got the daily time frame. You can get into the 1 hour time frame or the 15-minute time frame, and you can even maximize the chart. So you got like a really big chart to look at, and you can put all your indicators in here as well, and do Fibonacci if you want. Pretty cool thing here on Mexi Exchange. And there's other exchanges. There's like Binance Exchange and Blowfin and Weeks. You guys have to let my buddy here know these other exchanges, but yeah, Coinbase would not be an exchange that has Tether Gold. They have Tether, they just don't have Tether Gold, and I don't think Kraken has it either. Which is, I mean, if you ask anybody in cryptocurrency world, they will tell you like Coinbase and Kraken are kind of slacking. The other exchanges, the foreign exchanges, that are not American exchanges, they'll have almost any cryptocurrency you can think of, and Mexi has like basically all of them, and they get them first too. Whenever it's a brand new coin, they'll get it right away. So I would say look at Mexi Exchange, but you're gonna probably need a VPN if you're American. If your IP address is in America. Okay, you got to change your IP address to outside America because of regulations and rules. You just change it over to Canada or Mexico or wherever. Pick your favorite country. You know, if you like Colombia, you can put it as Colombia. But yeah, you're gonna have to get a VPN as well to trade on Mexi Exchange if you're not able to get your internet providing address to show that you don't want it to show that you're in America, because they don't deal with American customers. Okay. I mean they do, you just have to show that you're not in America. That's another way to say it. Alright. Let me get back up to XPL, because I wanted to take a look at XPL. And then we wanted to take a look at XLM and Render at some point. And then John 316, is that a request for ZBCN? And then Chris wants to look at AVAX. Oh my, you guys will keep me busy. Alright, AVAX. That was another request. But let's see. I wanted to show you guys XPL, because this is a long I think might be worth taking a crack at here. And I'm just going to do this off of Mexi Exchange here. Get into the daily time frame So we had XBL trading here. I'm looking at the futures, but this was trading at like 40 cents here on August 21st. Hope you guys are able to see that. This thing caught some bids here, caught a lot of attention on September 24th. It went up, jeez, how far did it go? It went up like 62% that day. Jeez, okay. And then it topped out at $1.69, September 27th. And you're creating basically like a higher low. Now look at this. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best. I didn't get the very best price. I didn't get the lowest price, but over here I did buy XPL at 85 cents here on my leverage long. It's just a 2x long, nothing big. I could add more leverage if I want to, or maybe I don't want to add more margin, but I probably would just maybe add more leverage, show more conviction here. If we create another, maybe like a double bottom or a higher low at some point. Right now I'm just eyeballing to see if this thing's gonna make a higher high. If we do make a higher high, we got to get, in my opinion, we got to get at least above what we did here on October 1st and September 30th, where this thing was as high as like $1.08 and $1.03. If we get up to that area, come back down, create a higher low, maybe at like 90 cents all over again, then I can add more to that leverage long, knowing that this thing is making an uptrend here. But yeah, I mean, XPL already took a beating over the last few days. This thing could, you know, over time start coming back up to that $1.60 level again, and that's my take profit right now. My take profit, $1.60. If I take profit at $1.60 with my 2x leverage long, I'll make $249 on that trade. I'll be up 175%. Right now my stop loss is at break even. I'm not even gonna lose any money, so I'm in this trade for free right now on XPL. Okay. So it might be worth taking a look at as a bullish coin to get into for you guys who are looking for a trade right now. Let me just look at XPL real quick on the TradingView chart. Because although I can do Fibonacci on TradingView, I like it better on, although I can do it Fibonacci on Mexi Exchange, I like doing it on TradingView. Alright, yeah, XPL, USD, daily time frame. And yeah, I mean, I'll just pull a Fibonacci real quick here. So remember I did say like $1.07, $1.08 was the level that I'm looking for here. That's your 0.382 retracement here. Okay, at least the way I draw the fibs, your 0.382 is at $1.07. I think if we just, you know, make a high there, come back down, revisit 93 cents all over again, make a higher low, and then shoot up to higher prices, and then probably aim for that 618 golden pocket at $1.31. I think that'd be a nice way to confirm that you're making higher high, higher low, and another higher high. However, this is cryptocurrency world, and sometimes it just doesn't give a damn about the TA sometimes, especially with these altcoins. And this thing might be like, nope, screw it, we're just gonna go right to the 618 like tomorrow. And then that's what you get. You get to the 1618. I mean, I'm sorry, not the one. You get to the 618 at $1.31. And then maybe you come right back down to the 0.236 at 93 cents. Like, just keep that in mind, okay? You would expect this thing to at least, at the very least, get up to the 618 if it's going to be a normal retracement. I mean, you did a nosedive the last couple of weeks, right down to 0.236 retracement, and even below that too. Now you're trying to gather some steam here, but I think just get into the 4-hour time frame. I think this thing is done going down for now. See, just trend line here. I think some people had trend line. Let me get rid of the golden averages real quick. But I think some guys were looking at this kind of like trend line like this. You had a downtrend, obviously. And now you're getting out of the downtrend on the 4-hour time frame, so could be worth taking a shot. You had a green buy dot here on Sunday, which earlier today, and you don't have a red dot yet on Market Cipher B. So this thing could be worth getting into, in my opinion. Stop loss at like 80 cents or somewhere below that. I think you're fine. I think you'll be fine. Right now, my stop loss is at 85 cents because I got in at 85 cents, and yeah, I think XPL worth getting into a trade here. Let's see. We got DZ requesting. Are you requesting Toshi? No, you're just saying Toshi's moving. And then Duali C's in the chat. Good to see you, Duali. And let me give out a quick shout out here, guys, to my buddy Trade Intuition for showing up in the chat here. It's really tough for me to get on to his live streams because we're basically going live the same time here. But he is another guy. If you guys, for some reason, I don't show up, then I suggest you guys subscribe to Trade Intuition's channel here because he goes live the same time slot that I do, from 12 p.m. to like 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. And then on Saturdays during the weekends, he's live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Now, I've actually had a busy weekend here, and I didn't get a chance to see Trade Intuition's live stream, but I'll try whenever I can. I got busy with the rental car business over the weekend, and also I'm doing some tax related stuff too because I did a extension on my taxes, so I gotta gather up some documents. That's been keeping me busy this weekend too. And if you listen to John 3:16, he'll say that Latinos have been keeping me busy as well. But anyways, yeah, you guys gotta take a look at Trade Intuition's channel here on YouTube. He has about a couple of thousand subscribers, and he does videos about trading and investing, and he's familiar with cryptocurrency. So just another guy to listen to about the cryptocurrency world out there. Okay. All right, back into the chats here. We gotta take a look at some other cryptos. We took a look at XPL. That was one of the coins that I wanted to look at. Are we gonna look at XLM and then Render and AVAX? I think we gotta take a look at those. And then ZBCN too. For John 3:16. TikTok guys, what are you guys saying? Talking about gold still? XAU. Hey, there's D2 Miami. Good to see you, D2 Miami. I see that you appreciated and liked those monster truck videos that I put up on my channel. This is the Meet Damien channel. It's not the Crypto Damien channel. So sometimes you guys might see like what I'm doing over the weekend. If I'm at like a monster truck show and I can make some good content about monster trucks, I'll make content about monster trucks every now and then. Yeah. This is not the Crypto Damien channel or Trading Damien channel, but we do talk about trading and investing a lot here, so why not? You know, I'm trying to make this channel grow, and we can talk about anything and everything. You see that I'm wearing the Patriots shirt. We can talk about the Patriots as well as looking at the charts here. And I see Road Dog Crypto's in the live stream. Let me give out another shout out to Road Dog here because he's always giving me shout outs here. So this is another crypto YouTuber, guys. If you want to watch his show right after me, and I need to talk to Joe. I need to talk to Trade Intuition about how to port guys over from my live stream to the next. But I think I'm gonna be ending the live stream at 10 o'clock, and Road Dog is gonna be going live at like 10:30. So I'm probably gonna end my stream before I can even port people over. But Road Dog is another crypto YouTuber here who does the 5 moving average strategy like I do, and he also does the fibs and talks about crypto, and he has, oh my god, really great thumbnails in my opinion. Okay, you really gotta take a look at this guy's channel. I think he said he tried to clean things up a little bit, which, you know, whatever, you know, he tried to make it a little bit more classy by showing these girls from like 50s and 60s pinup girls. But man, great thumbnails in my opinion. Let's see, he usually goes live at like 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, and yeah, you can see all his live streams here. I like this one right here with the girl that's going fishing, and you got like what? You got like some nerdy stuff here for like the R2-D2 and Star Wars. Like, this guy's got some great content, great music, great TA. You gotta go check him out. He really puts in a lot of work here. And he gets like almost like 200 views on some of his live streams. Like, there are people watching. 391 views here. I mean, he gets more views than I do on YouTube. Yeah. So, and he's got a couple of thousand subscribers and over 1,000 videos. So he's putting in the work here for you guys. Gotta check out Road Dog so you can cruise to financial freedom. All right. Moving on from XPL to XLM. Let's see how XLM's doing. XLM currently trading at 40 cents, up 1.95% today. And I got previous chart work here. Where am I? Let me get rid of this. Get rid of all that. Yeah, like a naked chart now. So I pulled the fib from like 22 cents to 51 cents here, and we got levels that we're working off of. Looks like the 618 at 40 cents is acting as resistance as of now. Push past this 618 and you could possibly get up to the 786 retracement. And we were at the 786 retracement around like first, second week of August. That was acting as resistance. We couldn't really close above it, and that's all they needed. Like, if you can't close above the 786, you get sent back downwards into the netherworld of lower fib levels here. Okay. So that's what XLM did. I would expect us, you know, to at least try to push past the 618 at some point, get past 40 cents, and then you're gonna come up to this 45 cent level here. That 786 retracement, it kind of blends in with the numbers with the candles there, but there it is. That 786 retracement at 45 cents is your next target. That's like a 10% move up to the upside here, and then we'll see if we can revisit 52 cents like we did in July. Can you do that? If you can, then you got the 1272 above you at 60 cents, and then you got the 1618 at 70 cents. That's almost a double from where we are right now. So I think you should click the sell button if you see yourself doubling in any of the assets that you own here, especially in the next few weeks, next few months here. I would expect you to click that sell button if you know what's good for you. Not financial advice, never financial advice, but that's what I would do. You can do whatever you need to do. I'm just gonna get rid of the Fibonacci for now. See what the moving averages are doing. So I know I said 5 moving average strategy, but I actually have 4 moving averages that I use pretty much all the time, and that's the 200 day, the 100 day, the 50, and the 21 EMA. And I think Road Dog uses the 9 EMA, I believe. You could correct me, Road Dog. Do you do the 9 exponential moving average on your moving averages? But anyways, I just noticed, like, I got this highlighted where I have the 200 day as the red line, the 100 day as the blue line, the 50 day as the green line, the 21 EMA is the white line. And if you're bullish, you know, the blue's gonna be above the red, the green's gonna be above the blue, and the white should be above the green if you're very bullish. Like, we looked at gold, the price of gold, and the price of gold was extremely bullish. We looked at XAUT Tether Gold, and that was extremely bullish because all the moving averages were right where they should be if they're in the bull market. And this one is, it's almost there. You just got to get that white line above that green line, and then you'll be bullish again on XLM, at least on the moving averages here. The 9 moving average, oh, like the simple moving average for the 9. Okay. Yeah. If that's what you do. And then for your other moving average, is it like a 21 exponential moving average, or is it like a 21 simple moving average? Because I know almost every trader uses like the 50, the 100 and the 200. But like the other averages, like the 21 EMA, I love the 21 EMA. Because that one kind of hugs the price, and price usually tries to stay next to it as best as it can. And when price gets away from the 21 EMA, that's when I know might be short-lived move right there, whether it's up or down. But anyways, we're looking at Stellar Lumens, XLM. Can you get above the high here in September? 41 cents. It came out the 4. We basically kind of almost, it was like almost like a double top, triple top maybe. At 41 and 0.414 pennies is your resistance level so far for XLM. Can you get above that? I think XLM is trying to create an uptrend here, but you gotta get above 41 cents here. Get above 41.5 cents, and you'll be making your higher high case, and you'll be making a case for uptrend, a new uptrend on Stellar Lumens here. All right. I did upside targets for Stellar Lumens, but downside targets, you could come down to the 100-day moving average. That's sitting at 34.5 cents roughly. And then you got the 200-day at 32.5 cents. That could be your downside targets without using the Fibonacci. But if I can go back to the Fibonacci here, what did I say, 32 cents? The 200 and the 100 are getting split by this 0.32 at 33.5 cents. So I don't know, maybe 33.5 cents is the magic number if this thing does come down to that level. It might get a bounce off there for some reason. I'm just going to respect the 0.32 level here. But yeah, 200-day moving average, 100-day. If you don't know how to use the Fibonacci, you can use that as guidance as to like this should be a good buy zone at 33 cents for Stellar Lumens if it does get down there. But I don't like that though, because if it does come down to that level, then it's making another lower low. And I can't imagine it doing that if Bitcoin's going to new all-time highs. So maybe we don't even see that at all. Maybe this is the bottom here. Yeah, like a double bottom here at like 34 cents. Yeah. We shall see. We shall see. That's why we always stay tuned to the channel. We try to see what's going on with the charts here. But I think maybe, you know, if Bitcoin's going to stay bullish here, then Stellar Lumens should also climb up and never go to lower prices again or lower than 34 cents. What is Bitcoin doing right now? Let me take a look at Bitcoin right now on the smaller time frames. Bitcoin's at 123,870. Let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame. Damn, this was kind of brutal for those this morning here, right? We saw Bitcoin drop in the morning hours here. Hopefully you guys weren't in trades, and if you were, hopefully it was a short. But yeah, Bitcoin took that dump. Then it kind of came. I mean, I know I drew a fib, and I saw that Bitcoin came to like 122,500, which was a fib level. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I guess I could try to draw it again and see what it looks like here. But like from like 125,700 down to the impulse move at like 120. Yeah, there was like a fib level. It was like the 0.5 retracement, and I think it was even further than that. I have to pull this down further. Yeah, we actually came. That was the swing low right there. So yeah, 122,500 was the number I was looking for this morning, and we came down to that level. And then we just came in. Anybody that put their stop loss, like myself, I got stopped out on this move. So like I lost my Bitcoin trade earlier this afternoon. I got stopped out, and I decided to get back in again because I was like, I don't think this is. I mean, it could go down or it could go up, like it always could. But I felt like, all right, I'm gonna re-enter the long. I'm just gonna put my stop right below this wick here, which I did. And then of course we caught the bids here. Around 6 o'clock Eastern time when the futures market opened up, and yeah, then we got that little punch through here at 8 o'clock in the evening hours here, and we're still climbing. Now we're back at 124k. All right, let's go. I like it. We got a 786 retracement, 124,379. That's probably why we got that candle wick here, right? We came up to 124,432. We got rejected off that 786 retracement. And yeah, I mean, levels are being respected on the TA for Bitcoin. But if you can push past 124,379, you're gonna see 125k probably, most likely. Later on tonight, tomorrow. That's what I'm seeing right here. DZ, I wouldn't really say that we always do this on Monday mornings, okay? Because it all depends on what the market did the night before and the day before, and then it also depends on market driving news. I'm not sure if there's any market driving news tomorrow. If we pump up tonight, yeah, there's a high chance that Wall Street decides to click the sell button on us and dump on us. But that could also be short-lived too. It could be a fake out. It could be like they dump and then, you know, when we say Wall Street's gonna dump on us, Wall Street, although there is institutions and smart money in Wall Street, there's still retail traders that are buying the Bitcoin ETF. And if they're getting excited and getting FOMO about Bitcoin being 124k, then they're gonna click the buy button. So what I've seen happen, DZ, is I've seen like we drop down after a good night the night before. We'll drop down in the morning hours the next day, and then we'll get bought back up again at around like 10 a.m. to like 11 a.m. Eastern time, because retail starts coming into Wall Street and buying Bitcoin using the Bitcoin ETFs. So I would just say expect volatility on a Monday morning. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's gonna dump. I wouldn't say it's gonna pump. Just whatever it does, it might do that temporarily and then reverse it. So if it starts pumping tomorrow, then expect a dump. Yeah. If it starts dumping tomorrow, like as soon as Wall Street opens, don't be surprised if they dump it, make a higher low, and then they go up to higher prices and start pumping it again. Oh, alright. So that was XLM. We gotta take a look at Render, AVAX, and ZBCN. And guys, how you guys enjoying this night live stream? I'm thinking about doing more of them. I see some more viewers coming into my live stream. Probably because you guys are not working or at school, so that kind of helps a little bit. I usually go live when everybody's on their lunch break at like 12 p.m. Eastern time. But I would fit in another night stream if that's what you guys want and need. And if you guys actually show up like you did today, which I appreciate it, then yeah, I can do another night stream. I might do maybe another night stream on Sunday. Or who knows, maybe I might do a night stream during the weekday, like a Wednesday or a Thursday, which is gonna be interesting because if I do a day stream, and I do like a 2-hour day stream, 12 in the afternoon, and then I go live again at like 6, 7, 8. I don't know. It would have to be on a day when Bitcoin is making new all-time highs, and I know people are gonna show up. Or if Bitcoin is dumping, then I would probably do another night stream during the weekday. But I'm thinking about doing like a Sunday night live stream, maybe next Sunday, or who knows. We'll see. We'll see. My schedule is changing up here, and I'm noticing that I can do Sunday night live streams here. Yeah, and Sunday night live stream would be confluent with the weekly candle close, so I think that would help too. But whatever. I just clicked on Avalanche. Yeah, I guess I'll look at Avalanche. Sure, why not? I mean, you did request Avalanche, but you can look at Avalanche and then ZBCN and Render. Alright, so we're now looking at Avalanche AVAX, currently trading at $30.26, up 0.56% today. And I am looking at the moving averages. Avalanche, oh wait, no, this is 15-minute chart. Let me get it to the daytime. I know Avalanche was above its moving averages because Avalanche has been bullish. One of the more bullish cryptocurrencies out there. Clearly above the moving averages on the daily time frame. Just trying to get it back above the 21 EMA. Sitting above it at $31.31. Can you do that? Show us that we can be bullish again like we did towards the middle to end of September. Avalanche had a really good month of September. And if so, you could try to visit this 1618 at $34.66, which is slightly below the high that you saw here on September 23rd. think $34, $36 is your upside target from where you are right now, which is like a 10-20% move up in price. I think that's possible here for Avalanche. To the downside, I mean, I guess I need to redraw the fib here. Yeah, why don't I redraw the fib? It's gonna mess things up. The targets that I gave you is gonna get messed up, but I'll just redraw the fib. Sure, why not? We'll take it. Are we gonna count this as the swing low here? And this will be the swing high? Yeah. I think I'm gonna do that, yeah. So I'm gonna measure from here to here. Okay, so yeah, we are chilling at that golden pocket right now, like $30.24. Literally at the golden pocket number, 618. You got a 786 at 32.85. Kind of it's a little bit sideways trading in that area. But if you can get past 36 bucks here on Avalanche, then there is, yeah, above you there's $40.41, and then there's $45.79, yeah, 1618. That's a 50% move up in price. That could happen maybe later on in October, going into November. And then downside target, you know, Avalanche. I want to see Avalanche kind of maintain this trend that it's doing right now. All right, that would be nice, right? Can you do that? That'd be great. If not, you know, then we start to worry. Are we going to come down to the 0.382 at 26.57, which we kind of already did here on Friday, September 26th. You could do that all over again. Then you get the 50-day moving average sitting at like 25.07, but by the time price comes down and meets up with the 50-day moving average, which is climbing up right now, it might actually be confluent with that 0.32 retracement. So I think 26.57 is your downside target for Avalanche. Yeah. It's like a 10-15% move down from where you are right now. Let's just measure that out real quick here. If Avalanche was to come down to 26.57, about like 12% move down in price. So just be prepared if Avalanche does come down to that level. You would be thinking about buying, not selling, alright? Because you want to buy low, sell high. You don't want to just wait until you come down here and then sell. If you're worried about your Avalanche right now, then I would sell right now and then see if it does come down here and then buy and get more Avalanche at a cheaper price. That's how I would do it if I'm spot trading Avalanche. Alrighty, so I give you upside downside targets on Avalanche. Let's take a look at ZBCN for my buddy John's 316. DZ says the Sunday night live stream is lit. Alright, taking a look at ZBCN, currently trading at 48,705, and wow, it seems like almost like gay pride month here on my chart with all the rainbow colors here. I have drawn a fib, which I still think is useful because we're playing with these levels here on ZBCN, but I drew the fib from like 71,300 down to about roughly 2 pennies. Was it 2 pennies? No, 0.0019 pennies, whatever that comes out to. I think that's less than a penny, right? Yeah. But anyways, I still think this is useful here, the Fibonacci. We did see ZBCN in a downtrend, and it looked like it was like an ascending channel with these yellow lines here. But we did break out to the upside out of this downtrend, so I can get rid of that for now. So there's less rainbow colors here now. And ZBCN, I guess you could call this a bull flag, okay? Got its in right now, and it kind of broke out of that bull flag, or it's trying to break out of that bull flag. But besides using chart patterns, we use something I think is more useful, which is the Fibonacci and the moving averages for the most part here on this channel. And you got the 618 sitting at 51,423. That's going to be the level to try to get past here. You kind of almost did that here on Sunday. You came up to like 50,738. Close, but not close enough. It's a little bit of a rejection, I guess. But can you start catching some more bids here and actually get up to this golden pocket? Because then I think you would get your actual rejection here. And if you don't get rejected, I would expect maybe sideways trading at the golden pocket at 51,000 for ZBCN. Okay. And then after you're able to get past this level here, then we get up to the blue level, 786 retracement at 60,000, 165. I think that's going to be your take profit target going into later on this month and next month here, if you're anxious to sell some of your ZBCN. And then of course, can you get back up to what you did here in May at 71,000? That's still your another upside target, but another upside target maybe later on in 2025 if we get, you know, Bitcoin going up to 200 grand like I talked about earlier in the live stream. And I saw that the Pi Cycle indicator says that we could get up to $200,000. You guys should check out the beginning of the live stream and see, you know, how I came up to that target there. But the 1272 says that we could see 85,000 on ZBCN, and I think that's when Bitcoin gets 150 grand, and then maybe when Bitcoin gets to 200 grand, you'll actually see ZBCN at a penny. And that's a double from where you are right now. Okay, that's your upside target for ZBCN in my opinion here. Statewide Crypto says yes please. I'm not sure what we're saying yes to, but I'm glad you're enthusiastic right now. Damien said the problem is you're in Toronto. Zantasero Securities Commission blocks a lot. So Mexi Exchange will let you trade if you're in Canada. And I'm assuming Toronto, Canada is where you're at. So I would just go on Mexi Exchange and create an account with Mexi. And that skips over Zantasero, whatever that Securities Commission is. And I don't know. I mean, you gotta check in with your own rules and regulations and tax laws and everything else like that. But you can create an account on Mexi, being from Canada, and start trading right now on Mexi. That I do know. But maybe there might be more to it than that. And then a guy here with a red hat on TikTok. Look at your profile picture. You are saying you're new to crypto, and how do you long and short cryptos? What platform would you use? You can long and short crypto on Coinbase Exchange. That is an exchange that I use. And then you can also long and short it on Kraken as well. And then there's Mexi, Binance, Blowfin, Bitfinex. There's a whole bunch of exchanges that you can long and short crypto. The list goes on. You just gotta pick which one, in my opinion, has the lowest fees. And I like using Mexi because it has the lowest fees in the game. Alright. Moving on from ZBCN, we'll take a look at Render. And I think I want to take a look at Sui if I can. But I did put that in the title of the video. Yeah, we haven't even looked at Ethereum or XRP or Solana. But, whatever. I put that in the title. It doesn't really have to be. If we get to it, we get to it. Let's take a look at Render. Do you guys remember a Star Wars character called Dash Rendar? Every time I hear Render, I think of Dash Rendar from Star Wars. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a Star Wars nerd. He wasn't in the movies and the films, but he was a character that was pretty crucial. He was like kind of like best friends with Han Solo. If you guys ever get into Star Wars lore. Anyway, Render currently trading at $3.49, up 0.37% today. Not really doing too much in my opinion here. This is Render on Coinbase. Data going back to 2024. Interesting. So Render had a spectacular altcoin season or run or frenzy or whatever you want to call it back in November or December of last year. We saw Render get up like $11. That was nice to see. Kind of almost the same prices back here in March of 2024. However, it's been a brutal 2025 for Render since then, and you know, the use case for Render is that it's supposed to provide GPU mining for not GPU mining, but it's supposed to provide like GPU access to people who want to use GPUs for like artificial intelligence and stuff like that. And it's supposed to be like a competitor to like Nvidia and stuff like that. But like Nvidia has been making better chips, where people don't really need to look for spare capacity from somebody else. And I think that's what's causing Render to drop down in price, because there's not really a use case for it that we thought we were going to need back in 2024. But who knows, maybe something crazy happens in the next few weeks, few months here, where they need a lot more GPUs and they can't build enough data centers, and even now providing electrical power to these data centers is going to be a problem. So maybe that is when people start realizing that Render has a use case and you can use other people's computers instead of building big giant data centers, and that's where Render starts catching bids again. Because right now, you know, this was a double bottom here on Render. We saw Render get as low as like $2.50 on April of this year, and then also $2.60 in June earlier this year, and that was you know, a higher low and kind of like a double bottom because it's within 1 to 3% of each other to qualify as a double bottom. However, you're still making lower highs here on Render, and that's not good to see. You got to start making higher highs. Can you get above what you did here in September when you were as high as like $4.16? If you do that, that puts you above the 200-day moving average, and you know my opinion about being above the 200-day moving average. You can be bullish once you get above the 200-day moving average, but the 200-day moving average is sitting at 384, that red number right there, and you got to be bearishly biased. It's got a lot of proving to do. Can you get above the 200-day moving average? Can you get above the last high here in July at like $4.71? Do that, and you start making a case that you're above the 200-day moving average. You're making higher highs than what you did in the past here, and then of course you got to make higher lows. You're gonna need to make higher lows in order to get to the higher high, unless you're doing like a megaphone pattern or broadening wedge or whatever you want to call it. But you got to make higher lows and higher highs to get bullish on Render, in my opinion. And right now, I can't be bullish on Render. Okay. You had something of an uptrend, and like during the summer, and then you lost that uptrend by just going sideways. So that's disappointing to see. Let me throw in the VRVP here. I think that might be useful now. I don't really want to do a Fibonacci, because what, I can just draw from here to here. I'm not sure if that's going to help. I think VRVP is more useful in this situation here. You got a point of control. That blue line is the most amount of buys and sells at $3.95. Yeah, I said get above 384, the 200-day moving average, and you'll be making the case to be going to higher prices and being bullish again. And then get up to this other high volume node here at 455. That'd be nice to see. And then of course, yeah, get up to this white line. The volume drops once you get above this 450 area. You got the value area high sitting at 562, which is like the highs here back in May, right? Somewhere around that area. So get up to that value area high, 562, and then you're gonna see Render launch up to higher prices where you get like $7 and $7.20 as a target here with this other high volume node over here, and then another high volume node here like 860, 870, 880 over there. I would say that is another target for Render. So Render could possibly double in price if it can get its act together, if it can get some bids and show that it still has a use case. That's the problem with these real world assets. They're like one-trick ponies. They're not like Sui or Solana or Ethereum, where they do all kinds of things like decentralized finance and NFTs and all kinds of things here. Meme coins can be built on them. Render doesn't have that. Render just has one thing it does, and it tries to do well. And if it's not able to do that, it's not going to get the bids. And that's what I see with Render. You're not getting the bids as of yet. Now zooming in, if you're not able to get the bids and you start getting the ass, if you start getting selling on you, then you got the value low sitting at like 282 for render. Somewhere like this white line here, okay? Don't go lower than 296, 280, because if you lose that, then it could be game over for render. And you probably don't want to stick around to find out. I put my stop loss probably at these wicks here, right? The lows of the year, if you're really conservative. But even tighter than that, if you want to be tighter at this value area low at 297, I would probably put the stop loss there, you know? Because how are you going to make the case of going to higher prices if you can't even hold $3 on render? I can't make the case. So I would put the stop loss at $3, to be honest with you. You'll lose about almost 20%. But like, do you want to lose 30, 40, 50, 60%? Going down to like $1 or $2? I don't. I wouldn't do that. DZ says, don't buy AI right now. Buy AI next month. Nvidia earning report is on November 16th. Yeah, but there might be some people that might want to front run that and buy before the Nvidia's earning report, because everybody knows when Nvidia is reporting earnings. So you might get front run. You might have to buy now to try to take advantage of the lower prices here. Let's take a look at Nvidia real quick since we're on the render topic here. We'll do a little stock here. Let's see how Nvidia is doing on a daily time frame. Nvidia is currently trading at $187.62. I think Nvidia is like near new all-time highs, right? Has it ever been this high before? I don't think so. Jeez, look at this, you know, this thing. And this is understandable why people in the stock market rather than crypto or altcoins, because the stock markets are doing the things that they need to do to be bullish here. You know, Nvidia is currently trading at $187. You know, back in April, it was like at $92. So if you bought in April, you doubled your money. How many altcoins can say that? You know, that you doubled your money in April by buying in. Okay. But even like what? Let's see, October of last year, a year ago, Nvidia was at like 130 bucks. Still higher now than it was in October of last year. So Nvidia is like up and to the right here, and it's clearly above all its moving averages, right? Even the 21 EMA it's above that. I got the POC, I got the BRVP indicator on, and it's showing that the POC is at $176. So a lot of people bought Nvidia at $176 over the last, we'll say, the last 8 months here. And these people aren't going to click the sell button unless Nvidia goes below $176. So I think $176 is a good area to buy Nvidia. And yeah, you're right. There's an earnings report coming, right? That's right, that E right there. It says Wednesday, November 19th. But if Nvidia is doing well, you would think this would translate to render going up in price as well, because if people need Nvidia products, they're probably going to also need render. If they're not able to get their hands on Nvidia products, they'll then try to find what's the next best thing, and render might be it. So maybe buying render now might not be such a bad idea. Why wait until earnings report? I mean, this thing could go up in price, and so can render in the meantime. So I wouldn't really say, you know, oh, buying now. You know, timing the market is never better than time in the market. And we can just put stop losses in if we don't get in at a good price, a good entry, and we get stopped out, then we can try again later at lower prices. But I wouldn't really say don't buy now because there's an earnings report coming up in November. It might actually make sense to buy now, because if prices do go up, at least you got skin in the game. Moving on from render, I want to take a look at Sui. Let's see how Sui's doing. For those who know or don't know, Sui is actually my second biggest spot bag in altcoins here, so I actually am curious to see how Sui's doing. Sui's currently trading at $3.57, up 0.34% today. Nothing too big or special. Let me get rid of VRVP. I don't think I need that right now. Sui has been in a descending channel. These yellow lines indicate the descending channel. You're making lower highs here and lower lows, and we're kind of trying to make our way up to the downtrend here that we've been. Are we going to make another lower high? If we do, it kind of makes sense that would happen near this golden pocket at 369, 362. I think this is where Sui has to prove to us. Are we going to higher prices or not here? Because if not, then we get rejected and we might have to come back down to the 200-day moving average at 326. Or maybe we come down to the bottom of this downtrend, which is also interesting because we keep making lower lows based off of this downtrend. If this downtrend is still intact, then maybe we come down to the 0.236 retracement at 281. That would suck, but it's a possibility here. But the cool thing about this downtrend, this descending channel, is it kind of looks like it could be. Are you ready, Road Dog? It looks like it could be a bull flag to the upside. And if it is a bull flag to the upside, right? This is the flagpole, and this is the flag, and this is the measured move. I can actually do this because this is a daily time frame, so it has a little bit more credence and credit that it could actually play out this way. But if this thing does play out this way, then and we break out like at the golden pocket here, then we could see us hit. Look at this. It's like magic. The measured move at 594, kind of similar to this 1618 at 576. So I think a $5, almost a $6 render is a possibility here. Just looking at the chart, using chart pattern analysis, using trend analysis, using the Fibonacci analysis. It's saying $5-6 render is a possibility here. And I think Crypto Lifer would agree with me using this this bull flag to the upside. Hell yeah. Massive upside. Massive upside potential. And of course we always get the bottoms when we see them, right? Because we just know where the bottoms are at. But yeah, I think, you know, buying in a 200-day moving average hasn't been a bad idea. 200-day moving average sitting at 326. You could get some cheaper Sui at that level, and that could be just another higher low, possible bottom, another bottom, before you go to that $5, 576 bull flag to the upside target. Naquan Brown, is that a request for Wi-Fi? I could take a look at that if that's a request. Chris, you thought that was funny? Alright. Let's see. Alright, yeah, let's take a look at Wi-Fi. And yeah, I looked at all the cryptocurrency, yeah. I think we'll look at XRP. I know there's some people here that might want to look at XRP, whether they love it or hate it. But we can take a look at XRP as well. So let's take out YFI for the request here. Yearn Finance. Haven't had this request in a while. I don't think I've done any chart work on this recently. This thing is trading at $5,449, higher than the price of gold. You can say that. Higher than the price of Ethereum. You want to hold on to that title. But this thing has seen better days. December of last year was at like 14,900. Then here in November 2023, it was at 12,200. And even better than that, like this thing back in 2021, this was like in January 2022, it was at like 39,000. And then here, oh my god, May of 2021, this was at 96,000. Man, I remember my buddies talking about this in 2021, like, oh, should we get into Yearn Finance, and then I had another friend of mine asking about it in like 2023. Like, should I get into Yearn Finance? But the thing is that it's still making lower highs and lower lows. But like there is a possibility that you're at the lows of the lows and you're not gonna go any lower. Like you kind of are making higher lows here. Looks like the low for the year of 2025 was April 4th at like 4,600. Then you got another higher low here on June 22nd at 438, 4386, and still making higher lows. As I start to zoom in on the moving averages, you are above the 2-day moving average, so I can actually be bullishly biased on Yearn Finance. So you're above the 2-day moving average. Okay, so now I can start looking for other bullish market structure and indicators here. Alright, so now I want to start seeing higher highs here. Can we get higher than what we did here in September 13th? And can we get higher than what we did here in August? I got like 6,195. I think these are some levels to be looking for. Like, can you get above this high? 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 Ultimately, can you get above 6,338? Somewhere around that area, okay? Then you're making the case that, alright, if I draw this out, right? You make higher high, then you make a higher low. Or maybe even just come back, revisit this area here, and then make that higher low, and then make a higher high. And of course, then you got to make a higher low at some point. Then you go sideways a little bit, and then make a higher high. Okay? That is what I want to see if we're going to be bullish on Yearn Finance. Okay? You did one good thing. You got above the 2-day moving average. That's a big deal. Okay? Then the next big deal is, can you get above the highs here? Okay, the previous highs in August and July. You do that, make a higher low, and then yeah, you got an uptrend, and then you can work with this. You can work with this. This is bullish if you can do that. That's all we're looking for. Okay, we make higher lows, higher highs, move up and to the right to higher prices here, and make some money. Can we do that? If we can do that, then I think we'll be all right with Yearn Finance. Let's see. I'm trying to read Chris Klein's comment. Maybe I'll still be streaming when you get back. If not, see you over at Road Dog stream. Yep. I think Road Dog's probably getting ready for his stream. And yep. Thank you and much love to you as well. Joe, Trade Intuition, are you still in the live stream here? Because maybe you can show me how to like port over to Road Dog stream. I'm not sure if I'm able to. I mean, we could turn this into a teaching lesson where Joe from Trade Intuition teaches Damien how to send people to other people's live streams. That'd be pretty cool if I could do that for Road Dog there. Alright, so yeah, we're looking at Yearn Finance right now. And I think I want to look at XRP now. Let's take a look at XRP for my XRP Ripple people here. XRP currently trading at $2.97. We're using the Fibonacci here with the colors. It looks like a rainbow colored chart here. I want to see XRP get past $3, which is your 618 golden pocket, and actually go up to the 786 retracement at $3.28. We had a little tough go of it on the first week of August here before we lost that and came down to some lower prices here. But yeah, if XRP is going to be bullish, we got to get up to 328, and then we got to get past that to like 366, and then we'll see if we can get up to that 1272 at $4.13. That is your next upside target. I think more people will click the sell button when they see XRP get up to $4. I think there are some people waiting for $4 because I know there was some people that bought XRP when it was at $2 in earlier, June of like 2025, and basically like the beginning of 2025 we were chilling at like $2 for XRP, right? And XRP kind of like it did this bullish consolidation, and then it did this again, and now bullish consolidation. I'm expecting like you launch up in the higher prices later on this month and going into November because we are waiting for an XRP ETF, which I think is going to help pump more money into XRP. And it will make the news headlines, and more new people will get into crypto and buy XRP first before they buy Bitcoin and any other coin, because that's just what they do when they come in. And because their buddies and friends told them about XRP being better than Bitcoin, and I think that's when XRP starts going to $4 here. But if XRP doesn't do that, if we don't get the XRP ETF, if Bitcoin drops below 100K for some reason, then you got some moving averages below you at the 100-day sitting at $2.70, and then you get 200-day moving average, which is now confluent with a 0.382 retracement at 257. So I think that is actually a perfect downside target that you would think should get respected, because whether you're a Fibonacci guy or moving average guy, or maybe you do them both like I do, I think 257 is your target for the downside on XRP. Yep. But for you XRP Moon Boys, I'll just always like to say XRP Moon Boys, XRP Army. There is a 2618 at 650, which is a double from where you are right now. And then there's a 3618 at $8.26 XRP. That could still be possible by the end of this year. But you need a lot of things to go right in XRP world and cryptocurrency world for that $8.26 target to get hit. But that's up. I mean, it's in the chart. It's on the Fibonacci. Possibility here for XRP. Chris Klein says that XAUT is at all-time highs again. Oh, let's take a look at XAUT. If you say so. Tether Gold. So that means the price of gold is pumping too. So if the price of gold is pumping, that probably means Bitcoin's gonna pump with it. So that's actually good for crypto. Believe it or not, yeah. USD, if I type that in, that should come up. What exchange did you say that's on? Blowfin? I don't know if I can find it on Blowfin exchange, but I'll stick to Mexi like I normally do. 3,918. You said 3,924. Yeah, Mexi's trying to catch up, I guess, to Blowfin right now. But yeah, this is a winner. This is as bullish as it gets. Look at this. 21 EMA above the 50, above the 100, above the 200 on the moving averages here. However, you are overbought. I go into the oh man, I gotta turn my indicators on here. You are overbought on the RSI here. You're 83 on the RSI. But, you know, it could stay overbought. It's been overbought. It's been overbought since the beginning of September, end of August here. That's just gold, making a lot of money. I actually kind of regret now. I actually sold some of my silver coins earlier this year. I guess you could say that's me taking profit, but man, if I just held on a little bit longer, because I know gold is doing well and so is silver. Let's see what the price of silver is at. I think last time I sold was like 47 bucks. Where's silver? Silver's at $48. Man, oh man, oh man. Silver is also doing the thing too. I mean, what is this silver gonna go to 100 bucks and gold go to 8 grand, 10 grand an ounce? That's what I was looking like. Fly Mendy says, what do I think about tomorrow, up or down? I think Bitcoin's gonna continue going up. I think crypto's gonna continue going up. We got the bull moon. Let's get back into Bitcoin. We're kind of almost finishing up this live stream anyways. I gotta get rid of my Fibonacci's now. Okay. But we're on the daily time frame here for Bitcoin now. Bitcoin did what I wanted to see on the weekly time frame. It closed above 119,000. What was it? What was the candle close? 119,465. So highest weekly candle close for Bitcoin. that justifies to a lot of money managers that they can put more money into Bitcoin and crypto because of this weekly candle close here. Also, what I saw here on Marcus Iver B, we got a green buy dot saying that the next few weeks, few months here could be really good for Bitcoin. Because last time you had a green buy dot was in April, and we know April, May, June, and July was good for Bitcoin. So we got that red sell dot here in August. This was concerning, but this made me feel better. Yeah, get rid of that red dot. Get out of here. Okay. So and then here on the MACD, I mean, selling pressure is dying down. You're about to get a MACD flip on Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. I think we go up, to answer your question, Fly Mendy. I think we are about to go up. And I did do Fibonacci, which I got rid of. I can do it again. And you got a 1272 that says Bitcoin can get up to $130,000, and a 1618, $136,000 Bitcoin. And then even crazier is we got a 3618 and $170,000 Bitcoin for you Bitcoin moon boys out there. And then early in the live stream, but I'll go ahead and put that indicator up again. We got the Pi Cycle top indicator, which usually proves to be right most of the time. If I go into the daily time frame, that green line. So alright, so let me get rid of moving averages here. But Pi Cycle indicator is just this orange and green line. The orange line needs to catch up to the green line in order for us to even call this a top. And you need the price to catch up to the green line too. So right now the green line is at 199,900. That's saying that Bitcoin needs to get to $200,000, like today, before we could say, like, it needs to do it like right now, like literally like right now. And then you can say Bitcoin is topping out. Crazy, huh? The people that have been saying $200,000 Bitcoin, they might actually be right. They might actually be right. Yeah. So you heard it first here. If Bitcoin goes to $200,000, the Pi Cycle top indicator says that that's a possibility here. And then the 3618 says $170,000 Bitcoin, not too far off. If you're predicting 170k Bitcoin, so we're gonna see high 100,000, 200, probably $200,000 Bitcoin. And right now, Bitcoin at 123.8, almost $124,000 Bitcoin here. I think we're gonna get that altcoin season coming up soon for October, November. And we're gonna see Bitcoin just blow people's minds away, like it did 4 years ago, like it did 4 years prior to that as well in 2017. Do they need to liquidate all the longs? I think they liquidated some longs last night and this morning, in order for them to send the prices higher like they're doing right now and get people revenge trading and you know, just getting mad that they sold at the lows for them to buy back at higher prices again. Yeah. Yep, the market makers, they know how to play, mess around with people's heads here. But yeah, I think this chart is showing that we have a long way to go here on Bitcoin. And then also, on top of that, like, I mean, let's be honest, guys. You talk to your friends and family, they probably, well, some of them, they might be sick of Bitcoin and crypto, and some of them are still skeptical. Some of them still don't want to buy Bitcoin and crypto. They don't think it's going to do the thing. They think stock market is where it's at, and they think gold is where it's at, which is, it's kind of been, well, let's not kid them. Like, they are right. The past few months, gold and stocks have been doing good, but so is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at near new all-time highs. It's the altcoins that are like lagging behind, but that could be potential opportunity if they can catch up to Bitcoin and gold here. Then these altcoins will blow people's minds away as well, as they double, triple, 5x from where they are right now. We got a good amount of people in the live stream. I'm glad you guys came out to the live stream. I think I'm going to try to close out the live stream soon here. I haven't heard from Trade Intuition. I was going to try to port people over to Road Dog. But yeah, guys, the next crypto YouTuber, if you guys haven't had your thirst in crypto quenched yet, there is another YouTuber here, Road Dog Crypto. He's about to go live soon, I believe. 10:30 p.m. Eastern time is when he goes live. Worth checking him out. Very entertaining, very educational guy. And hit the subscribe button for Road Dog. And then, guys, let me show you guys my Instagram. There is a Meet Damien Instagram. I'm trying to get more people to follow me here on Instagram. But yeah, that's my Instagram, Meet Damien. And there's my profile picture there. And you can see the videos I post every now and then, and interact with me, message me, whatever. Okay, see some of my shorts. I post up my YouTube shorts on here for the most part. But yeah, Meet Damien on Instagram, and then there's also a Meet Damien Twitter. You guys want to contact me or stay in touch with me on Twitter? There's a Meet Damien Twitter. I need to make sure you guys get the socials here. But yeah, I posted up a monster truck video because I went to monster truck with my nephew yesterday. So yeah, but yeah, I usually post when I go live and post up some funny memes when I can. But yeah, I usually post up when I go live here. I actually forgot to do that today, but I'll have to post it up at some point here. But yeah, Meet Damien on Twitter or X. Just stay in touch with me over there. And then for those who want to really stay in touch with me, there is a Meet Damien there's a Meet Damien server on Discord, okay, where we share funny memes and also charts that we're paying attention to, and you can see when I go live. Yeah, I posted up here on Discord that I'm going live for everybody for the Bitcoin weekly candle close live stream that you're all watching right now. And of course, more memes, more trade setups, just some back and forth talking about crypto here. Oh, I actually did I was in a long yesterday on Bitcoin on Mexi Exchange. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I got in at $122,000 and I sold Bitcoin at 124K. Actually, 124,750. I actually had my limit order saying sell it at 124,500, and I guess they were able to get me a better price than that. And I had a 50x long that got me 104% gains on Bitcoin. Now, you know, I'm not perfect, okay? And I actually was looking for a short, and I actually did get into a Bitcoin short last night, where I tried shorting Bitcoin at 124,500, and of course Bitcoin went up to 125 and then some. And I lost a little bit, right? Just doing a head short, because I wasn't sure if that was going to be the top of Bitcoin. But if it was, I was willing to try to catch the top on the short here. And that was a 50x short right there. But I kept the stop loss tight. I only lost 20% on that trade, right? I can live with that. But you can see like how I'm doing with my trades here on the Meet Damien Discord, which the link is in the description to this video, and it should be in the description to my YouTube channel. And for my TikTok guys, if you want to come join the Meet Damien server, first of all, follow me if you haven't done so already, right? Let's see if I can find TikTok here. Oh, where's TikTok? TikTok, where are ya? Oh my god, got a blank page. But yeah, you're gonna have to like try to follow me here and then message me on TikTok. Hey TikTok, what are you doing? What are you doing? Give me like this white screen. But yeah, I'm on TikTok. You guys can come join the 5,000 followers here on TikTok if it'll ever show it. I don't know what TikTok's doing, but you can see, yeah, I am live on TikTok as well. So if something does happen to YouTube, well, it looks like something's happening here on TikTok. I can't even get TikTok to work. Alright, whatever. We'll just leave that for now. But yeah, I think Bitcoin's going up. I think we're going to get another phenomenal week in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. And just to leave you guys off on one last note, we do TA, but for some reason, there is an indicator that seems to be working. And some people are using it to trade crypto. And that's the moon cycle indicator. I promise you, we're not an astrology channel here, okay? But this seems to work so well over the past. Every time we get a full moon, it's usually the bottom of Bitcoin, okay? And then we top out near the new moon, okay? And then we get a bottom near the full moon again, and then we top out near the new moon. It's not perfectly, but then, you know, the last full moon in September, you know, sent Bitcoin up not quite that high. And then we got that new moon, and then look, the new moon, we got rejected, and people were getting scared seeing Bitcoin go down 108K, but then for some reason we just pumped into the full moon, and now I'm wondering if we're pumping into the full moon, usually the full moon sends us to higher prices after the full moon, but we're going to higher prices and near all-time highs right before the full moon. So if we get a full moon here, does that mean we have to then launch up and go parabolic and then hit 136,000 or $153,000 Bitcoin in the next couple of weeks here? Is that what we're gonna see here? Because, like, I mean, we kind of had a parabolic move in like November of last year when we had a full moon, right? So maybe that's what we got to see again here going into this year, right? We had a full moon here in October of last year. Prices went up. New moon kind of sent us down a little bit. Then full moon, and look at this. We pumped into the full moon in November of last year, right? We pumped up, and then we got the full moon, and then we still went higher. So like 100K Bitcoin in like December, and then we got the new moon. But even the new moon had trouble taking us down, because then all we did was we just kept going up and to the right, up and to the right, and then we had a full moon in December. And yeah, then a couple of days after the full moon in December, that's when we topped out at $108,000 Bitcoin. So these full moons, they're interesting. They send the prices higher than where they are, and right now we're at all-time highs. So like, does this mean we go parabolic now? Because the full moon hasn't even showed up yet, and we're pumping into the full moon. So then we gotta see $130,000, $140,000, $50,000 Bitcoin. I think that's a possibility here. I think that's what you guys should be getting excited for, to be honest. But thank you, Fly Mendy, for following me on TikTok. And yeah, if you message me on TikTok, I can send you the link to Discord. And then you can follow me on Instagram, and you can follow me on Twitter as well. There's a Meet Damien channel there. So far, I haven't had any people complain about somebody impersonating me, so there should only be one Meet Damien. It's in the red shirt. I'm in a red shirt in my profile picture. So yeah, Meet Damien on Instagram if you want to see me on there. And then Meet Damien on Twitter, X, if you want to see me there. And then of course, Meet Damien Discord, if you want to chat with me over there. I'm pretty much all over social media. But guys, that's gonna be it for this live stream. I'm gonna leave you guys jamming here with the retro 80s music, cyberpunk music, some people call it. And then, you know, you might see me in the live stream here for Road Dogg as one of the viewers chatting in the live chat here. That's where I plan on going next here. But yeah, check out Road Dogg. You'll probably see me there if he does go live. I don't know. I don't see an upcoming live stream here for Road Dogg. Uh-oh. Oh no, here it is. Yeah, he's got an upcoming live stream. Bitcoin jailbreak. And there are some people waiting here. Oh man. 5 more minutes if you guys want to join Road Dogg. He's about to go live here. Oh, and there's Chris Klein and Floki right there, you guys. Oh wow. Okay. So yep. Come over to Road Dogg Crypto's channel on YouTube, and you'll see me in the live chat and get some more good TA on your cryptocurrencies here. Take care, guys, and I will see you tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Time is when I plan on going live again. Take care, guys. DZ's asking about Toshi over here. I actually didn't do Toshi, but let's do it real quick here for you. Let's see, hopefully the music's not too loud for you. Let me just turn the music down just a little bit more. But yeah, we'll look at Toshi real quick here for you, DZ. Since I see you in it and you're asking about it. Let's get into the daily time frame here for Toshi. Toshi currently trading at 82.21. And I can do a Fibonacci off of Toshi's candlewick high here. Looks like it came as high as 11,567. So you get your 0.236 at 6,850. You're clearly above that for now. You're making an uptrend so far, so that's good to see. 21 EMA kind of acting as your support at 7,800. That's confluent with the 0.382. So 7,700, 7,800 is a level to look for to buy some cheaper Toshi if you can. And we're going to see if this thing can make it past the 0.5 retracement. I don't know if there's that much resistance, but there could be some resistance at 8,500. And then of course you get the 618. That's where you're really gunning for, is 92.57 on Toshi. Okay. 786 retracement doesn't have any candle body closes or wicks. There was nothing there at 786, but could be a level that traders decided to take profit at 10,300. And then we'll see if we can get up to 11,000. And of course you got the Fibonacci extension above you at 1272, 13,372, and 15,548. That's almost a double from where you are right now. I think that's what you're going to be looking for your upside targets on Toshi if you're in it for the long term here. And yeah, I did say what, downside, you could come down to 7,700, but there's also the 0.236 below you at 6,800, and that's a little bit above the 50-day moving average, but I think this area is your deep value buy on Toshi, and then you can put your stop loss below the 100-day moving average at 62.91, and if you lose that, then I don't know, this might be something wrong with Toshi. You're losing a lot of support in this area if you come gnarly down, and you also lose the 100-day moving average. So I would probably put the stop loss right below 100-day moving average, and I'd be out of Toshi if you lose it, because it could be more pain ahead for Toshi if it actually loses all that support there. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this live stream. Let me get back into the music and end the stream here. Take care, guys.